Tim Duncan still getting it done, Clyde.
Duncan isolated.
He didn't dunk with rage. He didn't scream after a win. He didn't chase fame. He just showed up every single night and silently destroyed anyone who stood in front of him. The NBA called him the big fundamental. But make no mistake, behind that calm face was a storm that built an empire in San Antonio. Stay till the end, because his biography of Tim Duncan might just change the way you look at greatness forever.
Duncan's still looking for his first.
There's great position right there, and this is his patentage.
The storm that changed everything, 040 to 200. Born on April 25, 1976 in the U.S. Virgin Islands, Tim grew up on the island of St. Croix. Before the bright lights, before the banners, there was just a quiet boy on the island of St. Croix. Tim wasn't dreaming of basketball back then. His real goal? To swim in the Olympics like his older sister Trisha. He was tall, disciplined, and graceful in the water. But then in 1989, Hurricane Hugo struck. The storm destroyed the only Olympic-sized pool on the island. Overnight, his dreams of becoming an Olympic swimmer were washed away. So what does a teenager do when his world collapses? Tim looked for something new, something that would fill that empty space. That's when he found an orange ball, a rusty hoop, and a court that would soon become his kingdom.
Using the Dial screen, sidestepping into the paint, there's Duncan, and that is point number 25,000 for Tim Duncan.
The birth of a basketball machine, 2 to 3. Tim wasn't instantly good. He was awkward, quiet, and didn't even know how to dribble right. But here's where his magic began: discipline. While other kids showed off, Tim studied the details: footwork, angles, timing, and just like that, the pool had created a perfectionist. At Wake Forest University, he didn't chase fame or highlight reels. He chased mastery. 4 years later, he walked away with the John Wooden Award, Naismith Award, and a reputation. The most NBA-ready big man since Shaquille O'Neal. They called him the big fundamental because everything he did looked boring, but it worked every single time. The draft. The calm before the dynasty. The San Antonio Spurs held the #1 pick. Coach Greg Popovich didn't hesitate for a second. Tim Duncan was the choice. When Tim arrived, he joined veteran David Robinson, and the NBA met the deadliest duo under the rim, the Twin Towers. No trash talk, no wild celebrations, just silent, systematic destruction. And in his rookie year, Duncan averaged 21 points and 12 rebounds, earning Rookie of the Year. A calm assassin had entered the league. Commentators said watching Tim play was like watching paint dry. But that paint, it dried into a masterpiece. The Spurs dynasty is born. By 1999, the NBA was Duncan's playground. The Spurs won their first championship, and Tim was named Finals MVP in just his second season. But he wasn't done. He went on to win 5 NBA titles in 1999, 2003, 2005, 2007, and 2014. And get this, 3 Finals MVPs, 2 league MVPs, 15 All-Star appearances. Some players flex after scoring once. Tim just fixed his jersey and walked away after 30 points and 15 rebounds. He didn't need drama. His stat sheet screamed louder than any celebration. Why he was unstoppable. Here's the secret behind Tim Duncan's game. He was a basketball scientist. His mid-range bank shot was poetry. His footwork, textbook. He could guard Shaq, KG, Dirk, all without saying a word. He averaged nearly 19 points and 11 rebounds for 19 seasons. And his team made the playoffs every single year of his career. But the real twist? He wasn't the loudest in the locker room. He was the quietest. And that quietness, it built one of the strongest team cultures in sports history, the silent leader. While other stars demanded attention, Tim just didn't. No ego, no fights. Even when he became a legend, he still carried the team's bags on road trips. Coach Popovich once said, "Tim Duncan allowed me to coach for 20 years. His humility was contagious." That's the thing. He led by example, not by volume. When younger players like Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili joined, Tim didn't compete with them. He uplifted them. Together, they created a dynasty that defined the 2000s. Humorous side note. Imagine being a rookie and trying to outshine Tim Duncan. You'd score 25 points, he'd pat you on the back, and then quietly drop 30 without breaking a sweat. Funny and unexpected Tim Duncan moments. Now, you'd think a guy this serious would have no funny side, right? Wrong. Tim was a Star Wars geek. He loved Dungeons and Dragons. He once walked into a comedy show in San Antonio, and the audience screamed louder for him than for the actual comedian. Oh, and get this. After retiring, he opened his own auto body shop and trained in MMA for fun, because apparently winning 5 championships wasn't enough.
Facing Ibaka. Duncan working hard to get in. Duncan.
Imagine walking into a car shop and realizing the guy fixing your bumper just blocked LeBron in the finals. The 2014 revenge season. This part of his story, it's pure cinema. In 2013, the Spurs lost the finals to the Miami Heat in a heartbreaking Game 7. Most players would have taken months to recover emotionally. Not Tim. He said just 6 words to his teammates that summer. "We'll be back, and we'll finish this." The next year, the Spurs faced Miami again and destroyed them in 5 games. Tim finally smiled. Just a little. Suspenseful tone. That smile wasn't joy, it was closure. A silent man had just completed his masterpiece, the power of consistency. Tim's greatness wasn't built overnight. It was built through routine, humility, and discipline. No scandals, no drama. Just fundamentals, teamwork, and the same boring, unstoppable bank shot. And yet, that boring style beat some of the greatest players ever. Shaq, Kobe, LeBron, Dirk, KG. Every generation had its star, but only one man dominated quietly, decade after decade. That's not luck. That's timeless mastery. The legacy lives on. After 19 seasons, Tim Duncan retired in 2016. His jersey, number 21, was raised to the rafters of San Antonio, while the crowd chanted one word: "Thank you, Tim." In 2020, he was inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame alongside Kobe Bryant and Kevin Garnett. His career stats: 19 points per game, 10.8 rebounds, 5 rings, countless broken egos. But here's the thing. His true legacy isn't in the numbers. It's in how he played. He proved you don't need to shout to be great. You don't need flash to be feared. And you don't need fame to be remembered. Tim Duncan's game whispered, but every whisper echoed through generations. The lesson of Tim Duncan. So what can we learn from the big fundamental? In a world obsessed with highlights, Tim showed us the power of discipline over drama. While others danced after buckets, he walked back to defense. While others chased followers, he chased greatness. He wasn't just a player, he was a blueprint, a reminder that real success doesn't need a spotlight. It needs consistency, humility, and love for the craft. He started as a swimmer, he survived a storm, and he became one of the greatest players to ever touch a basketball. That's Tim Duncan, the silent killer who changed the game forever. If you love this story, drop OE in the comments, hit like if you believe Tim Duncan deserves more credit, and don't forget to subscribe to Hoops Extra, where we bring you the world of the NBA no one else gives you. Because here, we don't just talk stats, we uncover the NBA stories behind the hardwood.